What's going on, guys? It's Zero, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the best methods to AFK for gems, traits, and levels in ASTD X. I'm going to be showing you guys the easiest and most efficient ways to AFK for each of these. So before we get into that, if you guys do enjoy this video and it helps you out, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it. And without any further ado, let's get right to the video. Alright, so the first AFK method I'm going to show you guys is the best method for leveling. In the last video I made like a day ago, I was a level 55 or 58, and now I'm a 66. So in just a day, I got this many levels. And to do this, all you're going to do is come to story mode. There's going to be the new story mode on Act 1. Now, some units I'd recommend for you guys to do this. First off, Esdeath. Esdeath is going to be really good for AFKing this, as well as Whitebeard and Zeke. So if you guys have any of these units, I'd recommend you bring them for this AFK. You want to go Act 1 on the new story map on hard mode. Alright, so for this AFK, we're going to be using TinyTask, and we're going to come stand back here, right here. This is where I usually stand at for my AFKs. If you guys have 3 times speed, go ahead and turn that on before you start the AFK. And the first thing we're going to do is just go ahead and lose. Before we start the AFK, we're just going to go ahead and lose so we can get the replay button off rip. And make sure you have your TinyTask settings on continuous playback and 10 times speed. Alright, so now that you've lost, click continue, and then now the replay button is here. What you want to do is you can go ahead and start your AFK. Just spam click it up and down just in case. And then do the same thing for start game. And make sure you're in the same spot I'm standing if I didn't already say that. I'm pretty sure I did though. But regardless, it should be good. So I'm going to be using Esdeath for this. Like I said, Zeke and Whitebeard are also good for this. And you want to place your Esdeath right here. Your first Esdeath is going to go right here. Just spam her down. You want to use the numbers for it. So 1, and just keep clicking in the same spot. Now that we have enough money for our second Esdeath, we can go ahead and place her right there. Same thing with the numbers and spam clicking. And then what you want to do is you want to spam F to upgrade on both of them. So just spam F over and over, clicking them and spamming F back and forth, however you want to do it. And then you can just go ahead and press Q just in case. Actually, what I would say to do is click the path and then press Q just in case, so it doesn't switch your priority or anything, and then you can go ahead and end your AFK. The whole pressing Q thing is so it cancels a unit and it doesn't place like when you try to click the replay button or you click the start game button. But now that we've done that, our AFK is good to go. Another way you guys can go about this is if you want to make it a little bit easier, you can use the unit manager. Only thing with the unit manager is it's a little inconsistent in comparison to using the F key. Now that we have that set up, I'm going to go ahead and restart it so I can show you guys it working. Then after that, we can go on to the other methods. Alright, there you guys have it. It worked. I guess I'll let you guys see hitting the replay button. The best units for this is definitely Esdeath and Zeke. If you guys are going to be using Whitebeard for this, I'd recommend you have a good trade on him because his starting damage is a little low. And once you get to later waves, if he's not already full AoE, you're probably going to fail. So if you're going to use Whitebeard for this, make sure you have a good trade on him. So now I'm going to be showing you guys the best AFK methods for traits and gems. I'm going to be fully transparent. If you guys are good enough to AFK trials, this is going to be the best method for XP and trait rerolls, at least until you get all 50 of these. My team's not really good enough for AFK trials yet, so I'm not able to do that. But if you can, that's definitely the best method for XP, and it's pretty good for trait rerolls as well, at least until you're out of those 50. But the best method for gems and trait rerolls is actually infinite. A lot of you guys probably already know this, but in this recent update for ASTD X, they buffed the amount of gems you get in infinite. It used to be really bad, but now infinite's pretty viable, and you're gonna be waking up with a good amount of gems. And you also get these things called void bags. If you don't know, these have a chance to drop trait rerolls as well as stat rerolls and all that. So this is definitely the most efficient AFK for getting all types of items, XP, and all that. All right, so once you guys come in here, you want to lose as well, but make sure you have on 3 times speed, and you're gonna want to stand right here. This is the best spot in my opinion to stand at. You could also stand in this area, but I usually set up my FKs to be right here. So the first thing you want to do is just go ahead and lose. Also, I forgot to mention, before we lose, make sure you guys have on at least 1 heal unit. I'm gonna be using Esdeath and Ulquiorra for this. As long as you have a good heal unit and a good ground unit, you're gonna be making it to the same general waves. All right, so now that you guys have lost, just click continue to get this off your screen. Make sure your TinyTask settings are on continuous playback and play custom speed at 10 times or maybe a little bit higher, doesn't really matter. What you want to do is now just go ahead and start your recording and spam on replay. Basically the same thing as the last method, just spam up and down. And then you want to spam start game as well. And then what I do is I spam place my heal unit on top of these boxes. With the number pad, just press 4 over and over again, or whatever the number is for your heal unit. And then put my ground unit down. Spam place that. Obviously I don't have the money right now, but it doesn't really matter. And then you can just go ahead and spam click with the F key. So right now I'm pressing F and clicking at the same time in the same spot of where my ground unit would be. So she would be getting upgraded. And then you just want to do the same thing on these boxes. And it's really as simple as that. Let's go ahead and end your AFK after you do that, and I'll show you guys it working now. Alright, as you guys can see, that worked. I guess I'll just let you guys see it hitting the replay button. And as you guys see right there, 5 void bags, and within those you have a chance at getting trait rerolls. All right, and as you guys can see, that worked. All right guys, that's gonna be the video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. That is the easiest ways to AFK for gems, traits, and levels in ASTD X. If this helps you out, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. On the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I'd really appreciate it if you guys subscribe. Also, thank you guys so much for all the support on the ASTD X videos recently, and I'll see you on the next video. Later.